Welcome to the voice behind the story. Here, every secret has a voice, and every voice reveals a secret. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because what you'll hear next might just be your story too. She got me fired, so I got her banned from the industry. My name is Ava Carter. I'm 29 years old, and I used to work in luxury interior design in Chicago, Illinois. If you've ever fought your way up from the bottom in a cutthroat industry, you'll understand the kind of pride I had in what I built. I wasn't born into wealth. My mom was a high school teacher. My dad ran a tiny auto shop in Aurora. I went to community college before transferring to the School of the Art Institute. I worked 2 jobs during my studies, waitress by night, assistant designer by day. So, when I finally got hired by one of the top firms in Chicago, Viridian Concepts, it felt like everything had paid off. And after 3 years of late nights, rejected proposals, and micromanaging bosses, I finally got my break, managing a celebrity client from Los Angeles who had just bought a mansion in Lake Forest. She wanted a blend of Hollywood glam and Chicago chic, crystal chandeliers, custom velvet sofas, floor-to-ceiling mirrors, and I was the lead designer. It was my biggest professional achievement. My name was on the project contract. I was going to be published in a magazine. But then came Tiffany Blake. She was 35, senior designer, and looked like she walked straight out of a luxury campaign, always in heels, flawless red lipstick, that soft corporate tone that made you feel like you were always slightly below her. She had been with the firm for 6 years and had built a name for herself, but lately, her glow was dimming. She hadn't landed a big client in a while. And I think she saw me, 29, passionate, fresh energy, as a threat. At first, she was subtle. Fake compliments in meetings. "Oh, Ava, I just love how brave your color choices are. I'd never dare do that." Things like that. She started helping with small things. She'd offer to send updated PDFs to clients, and then somehow her name would be at the bottom of my designs. I let it go at first. I didn't want to stir drama. But when the celebrity client herself called me confused, asking why Tiffany was leading our meetings now, I realized this wasn't in my head. Then came the gaslighting. Files went missing from our shared drive. Fonts were changed. Color codes I'd saved were replaced for consistency. When I confronted Tiffany, she always played innocent. "Oh no, maybe the server didn't save it. Tech is so unreliable lately." I tried to document everything, screen recordings, email backups. I even told our project manager once, who just shrugged and said, "That's just how Tiffany is. Pick your battles." Then came the knife in my back. One Thursday morning, HR called me in. I walked in with a smile, assuming it was about the photoshoot date for the Lake Forest project. Instead, the HR rep looked at me coldly and slid a stack of papers across the table. There were discrepancies in the project budget, they said. Invoices that didn't match vendor confirmations. Apparently, someone had overbilled the client by $18,000, and the trail led to my login credentials. My blood ran cold. I'd never touched the finances directly. We had a team for that. But when they showed me the system logs, there it was. My username, my login, my approval. Except, I knew I hadn't logged in those nights. I didn't even work from home past 7 p.m. I lived alone and I had nothing to hide. But someone had my login info, and that someone was Tiffany because we shared access as part of the same internal team. I begged them to investigate further. "Please, check the security logs. Check the timestamps." I didn't do this. But they already made their decision. This compromises the trust of our client and the integrity of the firm. Your employment is terminated effective immediately. I sat there frozen, my mouth dry, my chest tight. It didn't matter that I cried, that I offered to prove my innocence. They had made up their minds. And Tiffany? She stood in the hallway with a coffee in her hand, pretending to scroll her phone as I packed my things. I'll never forget her face. That little smirk. That fake gasp when she said, "Oh my God, Ava, what happened? I just heard. I'm so sorry. That was the moment something inside me broke. And something else, stronger, replaced it. I wasn't going to let her win. I spent the next few weeks in grief. I cried, isolated myself, even considered quitting the industry entirely. But then I remembered why I started. And I remembered every detail she had overlooked. You see, Tiffany made one mistake. She underestimated me. I still had access to my personal backups. I found emails where she subtly redirected client communication to herself. I had comparison shots of her new concepts that were exact copies of mine. But the best part? Our office had security cameras. One of the interns, who never liked Tiffany, sent me a saved security clip showing her entering the building on Sunday at 9:42 p.m., the exact time my credentials were used to manipulate the financial files. And the golden piece of evidence? A voice recording from a coworker she got drunk with at a gala. In it, she giggled and said, "Honestly, I had to get Ava out. She was too ambitious and too damn perfect. It's survival, babe." That was it. I compiled a full 12-page dossier. I mailed it anonymously to our New York headquarters, the people who actually own the firm. I also sent it to 4 rival firms' HR departments, the ones Tiffany had been bragging about applying to. Then I waited. 2 weeks later, internal investigation. 1 month later, Tiffany suspended. 6 weeks later, fired for ethical misconduct. 2 months later, blacklisted. Word spread. People stopped replying to her emails. Clients ghosted her. One by one, doors shut. And then the best twist? The celebrity client, who had stayed oddly silent through everything, emailed me. She said, "I always knew something was off. I liked your vision. Would you be open to finishing the project with me privately?" I said yes, and she paid me double what the firm ever did. She even featured me in a local magazine as her Designer of the Year. Now, I run my own firm. Just me, one assistant, and the kind of freedom Tiffany never gave me. And when people ask why I left Viridian Concepts, I smile and say, "It's a long story." This was the voice behind the story. Some betrayals are silent, but justice always speaks loud. Speed Balloon, now tell me, if you were in Ava's shoes, would you have exposed Tiffany? Or let karma do its thing quietly? Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more true stories with powerful endings.